She keeps track of all of these things. And and it's quick for me to look and see where I'm supposed to be and, to keep track of it all. Um, so that's an easy one and it's accessible for everybody, to just get the Google Calendar and and track it all. Keep track of all of your appointments. And I also recommend that you put the big rocks in first. And what I mean by big rocks is what is your highest value? What are the things that are the most important to you? Is it your family? Are there obligations that you must do? Put those in first. Vacations that you want to schedule throughout the year, put those in first. Because if you don't put the big rocks in first, there's going to be no room for them later. If you put in all the little things that aren't necessarily, as important to you, it's like if you have a jar and you start filling it with sand and then pebbles, pretty soon there's no room for the big rocks. But if you put the big rocks in first, you can then put in the pebbles and the sand and some water on top of that. You can fit a whole lot more, but you have to start with the big rocks.
That's right, yeah. And the big rock for a lot of people is Monday morning because they got to kick off the week and maybe had a great weekend, maybe too much of a weekend. So let me reintroduce you for people just tuning in. We are actually streaming live now on YouTube. So you're watching Mondays Live, and Mondays is a Monday morning motivational show. We're brand new. This is show number 2. And our guest inspirational speaker today, who comes from a heart-centered transformational coaching expertise, is Amy Sponza. So thank you for being our guest today and talking about those big rocks. I guess it might be a good opportunity to talk about the power of vision and how that works.
Yes, the power of vision. Uh, my my recommendation always is start with start with your vision of what it is that you would love. I like to start with a fun exercise or a game that we can do. And if you're driving, please pay attention to what you're doing driving because that's more important than this game. But I would ask you to look around the room that you're in, the surroundings that you're in, and 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 look for the most abundant color, whatever that is. Say it's yellow. Look for everything in the room that is yellow in color and count the things that you see that are yellow or that most abundant color that's in your room. For some of you, maybe black or brown. But just take a moment and count the things that you see that are that most abundant color. And now that you've done that, I would invite you to, if you're not driving, if it's safe, close your eyes. And now I want you to think of all the things that you can see that are red in color. How many of you saw more of the abundant color than the red? And that's going to be most of you. And why is that? That is because there is a part of our brain called the reticular activating system. And the job of the reticular activating system is to filter out all the things that you're not looking for. You're focused in on the thing that you're looking for and filtering everything else out. So, for example, if you have been thinking, I really want um, uh, a red Corvette, for example, and you don't normally notice red Corvettes, but all of a sudden you're seeing them everywhere. It's like you're tuned in because you're thinking of it and your energy is going toward that thing. So where your attention goes, your energy flows, and where your focus is, that is where you're going to be noticing. Most of us are trained to notice and pay attention to all the things that we can't do, that we can't have. And so we're always longing for the things that we can't have.
That's quite
But
amazing, Amy. Go ahead,
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, no, please. What was your experience of that, Michael?
Oh, yeah. In fact, they're getting comments from Joe, who's our Zoom master. She saw brown. I saw
Oh,
the red more,
yeah.
more in lane.
You have a
Um,
lot of red in your room?
I have red and I had the yellow. And the funny thing is, let's see this here, and then uh, the song "Yellow" by
Oh,
Coldplay, was a poem I'd sent someone. So that was kind of right in front of me this morning. In fact, I played the video. Um, yeah, so, well, do you have a story of how this worked for you, Amy? I mean, that'd be something for you to share.
sure. I would love to share my story with your audience. So how did I come to become a coach? Um, it was, I believe, sometime in the fall of 21, and we were in the midst of the pandemic, and I had been working for my family's business with my brother, and he asked me to meet him at my mom's house so we could talk. I had no idea what this was going to be about, but he said, um, it's clear that you're unhappy, and everyone around you is noticing. And so I feel like you need to take some time to figure out what is going to make you happy, because it's affecting everybody around you at work. And I had no idea that how I was feeling was so obvious. I mean, for most of my life, performing and acting has been something that I love doing. And in 2019, I had an agent, and I was going into the city for auditions, um, and then in March of 2020, everything shut down, right? So I was away from all of that, and I was like the light had, he said, it's like the light has gone out in your eyes. So God bless my brother that he was kind enough to care. He cared enough to say something and invite me to go do what I needed to do. So I found a coaching program, and in the process of going through it, I was learning some skills, and I was journaling one morning, and I wrote, I would love to be invited to be in a short film shooting in my local area, working with like-minded creative people and being part of the creative process. And then I went and took my dog for a walk. And while I was on my walk, I got a phone call. I didn't take it because I was chatting with another dog walker. But then later I thought, oh, I better call him back. And when I did, he said, Hey, Amy, this is Joe. I I've written a short film. I'm here with the director, and I would love for you to be in it. And I was like, what? You got to be kidding me. I just wrote about this in my journal this morning. And he said, Well, I guess it's Kismet. And so I did meet with them. I loved the script. I accepted the role that he offered. And because I am the co-founder of a nonprofit theater organization that I'm still running 40 years later, I have a lot of friends, local actors, that I could help them cast the roles they had left to fill. And I also supplied two um, shooting locations at my home and my mother's home. And that film went on to win some awards at film festivals. And I'm just, I was so inspired by how all of this came together, how miraculous it felt, and how I was able to manifest something I wanted by being really specific about what it was. And I laugh. I say, well, I forgot to write down, I would love to be paid.
No, but
So
you still get it manifested.
yeah, be really specific about what it is you would love, because unless you put it out there, who knows, right? The universe, God, spirit, whatever you want to call that higher power, you don't know how it's going to come to you. And it could come instantly, like it did for me. Now, that's not always the case, but it was the catalyst for me. It was, if this can work for me, it can work for other people, and I could help them. And this is a way for me to give back and to do something that I love. I've always loved helping people. And so I went through the certification process to become a Dream Builder coach and a life mastery consultant through the Brave Thinking Institute. And and I think you can see that the light is on in my eyes because I really do love helping my clients to achieve their goals and dreams. And and it's a a repeatable, reliable system that I use with these strategies. And I have a unique take as well because of my creative background, because I'm an actor. I know how to put on the costume, right? I know how to um, act as if I am already that person. And you can
Excellent,
do
Amy.
it. Yeah, and you can do
Yeah,
it.
that's right. You can do it. Yeah, that's a Hay House phrase too. And yeah, and I'm a big fan of Ray Morrison's work and yourself. It's such a great opportunity to kick off our Mondays. So I'll let you take the stage. Let me just do one more quick introduction for you. And if you wanted to switch your backdrop to yours, you can. Um, we are live on Mondays.org or MondaysLive.com on YouTube. Next week we'll be at Facebook and LinkedIn, I believe, streaming live. This is a great opportunity for everyone to come together on Monday morning as a community to get motivated and focused because that's what we're about. And we're so fortunate today to have Amy Sponza, who is an inspirational speaker, heart-centered transformational coach. And she's going to talk about how you can clarify your dream, really zero in on that vision to manifest and clear the clutter that's in the way and craft a method and a strategy so you can accelerate your results and create a richer, more fulfilling life. And so I give it over to you, Amy. And again, you're watching Mondays live. And thank you for joining us today.
Oh, it is my pleasure, Mike, and thank you again for having me on Mondays Live. And I hope that what I'm going to share today will help you get your sparkle on. Your second sparkle awaits, right? Maybe it's not your second, maybe it's your third or fourth, but um, all of us have a dream inside somewhere. And and most of us at some point in our lives have achieved a dream or goal that when we first set that goal, we didn't know how we were going to accomplish it. And that just goes to prove um, that we are more powerful than we might think. And our goals and dreams are often born out of the challenges that we're facing. Like for my story, it was I was feeling discontent around my current situation of being stuck in a job that really didn't fulfill me. I was feeling like, you know, I'm just stuck here and this is not what lights me up and I wanted something more, something better. I wanted to feel fulfilled. And and if that's you, know that you can find your way out of that. Um, your signal is whether you're feeling some kind of longing, something that you haven't yet created, or a discontent where your current circumstances are something that you don't want or like. Because longing and discontent are catalysts for growth within us. So whether it's the pain of a problem or a burning desire for something new, both longing and discontent are essential for creating results. So I like to uh, give you everything that I can in this short time that we have together. And some of you might want to take that information further and integrate it into your life. So at the end of this, I have a special gift for all of our listeners who may want to take advantage of more. So we're creating results every day. And most of us go about our lives doing what we normally do, rolling with the punches, going with the flow, taking it as it comes. And that's what we call living life by default. Our lives are directed by the comfortable things we typically do without much conscious planning. In fact, most people spend more time organizing a weekend getaway than they do investing and planning in a life they would love living. On the other hand, highly successful people create a life by design. And that means that they set a clear intention for what they would truly love and consciously create what they want in their life. And there are 4 domains that I use in which we typically create results in our life. And they are your health and well-being, which I always feel is first, because if you're not feeling healthy, everything else kind of goes by the wayside. Your love and relationships, your vocation, or how you share your gifts in the world, and your time and money freedom. And you're having results in each area right now. Some you might love and others maybe not so much. But here's the good news. No matter what results you're having right now, no matter how big of a challenge it might feel like to you, and no matter how long an old result has been in place, you absolutely have the power to create the results you would love to have in your results, to have in your life. Sorry. The results you're getting are a reflection of your awareness in these areas. So you expand your awareness by studying the pattern that creates our results. And it's what I call, funny, the results formula. And the results formula goes like this. Your thoughts cause your feelings. And you know this. When you think joyful thoughts, you feel happy. When you think scary thoughts, your heart starts beating faster. Your thoughts affect your physiology. And by universal law, your feelings are expressed with your actions. When we feel confident, we feel energized and we take different actions than we would if we feel down or frustrated or sad. And we know that our actions contribute to our results. It's simply the law of cause and effect. So your thoughts cause your feelings cause your actions cause your results. But most people don't get this. Most people look at their results, their circumstances and conditions, and they call those their causes. Actually, they call them their be causes. I can't do that because I'm too old or too young or not skilled or whatever the perceived cause. When the true cause of all of your results is right up here with your thoughts. So if you want to know what you've been thinking, look at your results because your results don't lie. So when we want to create new results in our life, we pay attention to our thoughts. And that's something that we call notice what you're noticing. Notice where your feet are in your shoes, touching the ground, or if you're barefoot. Notice that you can feel your body sitting in your seat. And now notice that you have the ability to notice these things. And that's how you notice what you're noticing. And you can do the same thing with your thoughts. You can notice what you're thinking, and you can notice how what you're thinking affects how you're feeling. So we can apply these concepts to the results formula and notice what you're noticing in your life. And if you're somewhere where you can take notes, please feel free to do so. If not, maybe you'll listen to this at another time, listen to a replay, and you can do the exercise. But as I make these statements, make note of what feels true for you. You might be a person who doesn't know what your dream is. You just know there's something more. Or you have a lot of dreams and you don't know whether to choose one or to create them all at once. Every one of us has a dream inside somewhere. Even if we're still trying to find it or achieve it, we all have a dream. And this exercise that we're about to do is designed to put you in touch with that part of you that has a dream. So consider the results you're experiencing in each of those 4 domains in your life. And on a scale of 1 to 5, how fulfilled are you with your current results? 1 being not fulfilled at all, and 5 being completely fulfilled, okay? So let's begin with your health and well-being. You might be a person who feels stuck in your ability to transform your health, or you have relatively good health, no symptoms, but you know there's more vibrancy and aliveness you could feel. On a scale of 1 to 5, how fulfilled are you with your current health results? And next, let's consider the results in your love and relationships. You might be a person who longs to have a beautiful, deep, fun, and passionate relationship with a loving and caring partner. Or maybe you would love to deepen, expand, and have more fun with the relationships you're already in. On a scale of 1 to 5, how fulfilled are you with your current relationships? And then let's consider your vocation, which is your creative expression, your career, or how you share your gifts in the world. You might feel like I did back then, stuck in a job you don't like, or you like your work, but you work too many hours and you want more time freedom. On a scale of 1 to 5, how fulfilled are you with your current vocational results? And finally, let's consider the results in your time and money freedom domain. You might be a person who feels out of balance, like you have more time than money, or more money than time, and you love to feel more in harmony. On a scale of 1 to 5, how fulfilled are you with your current time and money freedom results? So take a moment now and reflect on your life assessment. As we considered the domains in your life, you look at your current results and you gave yourself a rating for each area. And pay attention to your thoughts around those areas. This isn't just a place for our judgment or blame. Your responses aren't good or bad or right or wrong. They just, well, they are what they are at this point in your life. And you're paying attention to them and noticing what you would love more or less of in your life. So look at the rating you gave yourself in each domain and circle the lowest rating. A cost in one area of your life could lead to cost you in another area of your life. So whatever your results have been up until now, you have the power within you from this moment on to create the results you would love. And it all starts with your thoughts, because we all have a dream inside us somewhere. And that brings me to the first strategy for you to thrive at life's crossroads, to thrive in 2025. I think a lot of us are going to be saying that this year. And it's the number one secret to second act success. And it is designing your dream. When you would love different results in your life, you plan for them just like you have a clear blueprint when you want to build a house. The same is true for your dream. So without a clearly defined blueprint, you can't build your dream. Uh, Earl Nightingale said people with goals succeed because they know where they're going. And I love Eleanor Roosevelt's quote, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." And remember this, clarity is power. When you become clear on what it is you really want in life, you start seeing opportunities and resources you might have otherwise entirely missed. Things start to appear out of the blue, like that phone call that I received from my friend to be in his short film. So let's design the blueprint for your dream and let's make it crystal clear. And for our purpose and time today, I invite you to choose one area of your life you would love most to improve. Which area was feeling the greatest cost to you? Turn up the focus on that area for this next exercise. And here's an important concept that will help us understand why having crystal clear clarity is so important. And it's this: the quality of our life is determined by the questions we ask. Now let that sink in. The quality of our life is determined by the questions we ask. And one of the most highly calibrated questions there is this: what would you love? Ask yourself, what would I love? How often do we give ourselves a chance to answer that question? Do we really take the time to answer it? So, if you are in a safe place and have the opportunity, take a pen and paper. And in a moment, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to write out what you would love most in this one area of your life. And we're going to take a step into a time machine, just like the DeLorean back in and Back to the Future. We're going to jump forward 3 years into the future. And what would you love your life to be like 3 years from now? And suspend any urge to figure out how this result is going to happen. If somebody gave you a magic wand, what would you love to have in your life? So if you're willing and if it's safe, close your eyes and take a nice deep breath. And blow it out like you're blowing through a straw. And if you need to, take a couple of more like that. Imagine that you got into a time machine and you're now 3 years into the future. And 3 years from now, everything you wanted completely worked out. You have all the time and money and other resources required. What would you love? What is happening in that area of your life? If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you be doing? See yourself doing it. Who are you with? Really see it. How does it feel? Are you hearing something? Is there an aroma in the air? Is there something you're tasting? Your favorite cup of coffee, buttery croissant, or anything? Let your imagination run with it and use all of your senses. How do you feel inside your body? Imagine you outdoors. Are you alone or with others? I'm going to ask you to gently open your eyes, and I'm going to give you a couple minutes to write down on paper everything you just pictured in your imagination. And at the top of the page, write out, I am so happy and grateful now that. And we can continue the music so people can take the time to write down and be as clear as possible as you write out this dream. I, I am so happy and grateful now that, and write it in the present tense as if it is happening right now, everything you pictured in your meditation. 1 minute. That is 2 minutes. Thank you for the meditation music. That was great, very helpful. All right, so take a nice deep breath after that. I invite you to write at the end of the journaling you just finished, this or something even better still. And of course, you can continue with this to be continued and fleshed out even more when you have the time to do so. So I want to congratulate you because you have just created your life by design. This is the first strategy for you to thrive at life's crossroads. And knowing what it is you would love and describing it is the first step in bringing these results to life. Designing your dream. And why is that step so important? Because everything is created twice, first in thought and then in form. Everything we see was first a thought before it ever became a tangible thing. And that is what you're doing today with your life. You're thinking up the design, you're designing your vision, you're designing your dreams, designing your life. And so I will take a moment to say thank you to Mondays.live and for Mike for bringing me on today to share this first strategy and ask you if you have any thoughts on that first step before I continue.
Pretty amazing, Amy. I think the audience really appreciated that to take a moment. We are starting a new year and people have the resolutions, but you go a little bit more deeper in the aspect of what the vision is. And that I think is really powerful. And I love the exercise, and Joe did a great job with the music, like you said. It's a happy visioning exercise because we're achieving what it is that we want to have.
Yes.
Yeah. So I know you have more to talk about and you have a gift for our listeners as well. What is it that you like? And of course, for those interested, we have a VIP section. We are new at launching Mondays because Monday is part of our New Year project as well. So the Mondays Live is free, and you should tell your friends to tune in every week because every Monday morning we get motivated. We have a guest speaker and an expert that comes in to support you in your vision quest and designing your dream life. And the VIP will allow us to go deeper, where you can spend extra time with Amy and get access to her coaching and resources and an opportunity to work with her as well. So consider that. And certainly, if you go to the Mondays.org, you can have her direct contact as well. She'll give you her links and so forth. But we'd love to hear from you what you thought of the show and what the opportunity for Mondays means for you. And if you are a guest speaker, expert, author, someone who would love to contribute on our program, get in contact with us as well. So, Amy, depending on what you want to talk about next, what is it that you, I guess, would want to, I guess, really emphasize for our viewers and our listeners today that they should really keep in mind?
Well, I think it's starting with knowing what it is that you would love, because there's a saying, if you don't know where you're going, any path will get you there. Right? So it starts with your vision. It starts with what you would love. And if you're stuck in the status quo, know that that is your brain trying to keep you safe. Even if the status quo stinks, your brain wants it's comfortable there. It's what you know is safe, even if it really isn't safe. So it takes some courage and some brave thinking to move beyond that um, that stuckness of being in the same place, like on a hamster wheel. Like you feel like you're doing the same thing, different day, same thing, different day, and and to get out of, just like if you were on the Oregon Trail in those Conestoga wagons, there's some deep ruts. And it's hard to get out of that and make a new path. And it's the same with your brain. If you're stuck in the same patterns every day, you're getting up and you're doing the same routine every single day, it's hard to shift. But if you start by saying, I would love something different, this is what it looks like, and you take a baby step in the direction of what you would love, even just by starting looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, today I am being decisive. Today I am being joyful. Today I am being the person who has achieved this goal, whatever that is for you. Today, just put on the costume. And I know some people say fake it till you make it, and that's true to an extent, but it has to be deeper. It has to go deeper than that, I think. Um,
Into the authentic self, right? I like to call it genuosity. So you're being genuine, but it's also a way of being generous with the true essence of what's being expressed.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It can be a challenge for people in today's world, isn't it? Because we're all sort of conditioned and socialized in such a way that, it's sort of like we have to present this face to what their role and responsibility is, that we're not sure to, like as you described, be your authentic self. Maybe you
Yeah.
want to talk about that a little bit.
Yes, as Shakespeare would say, to thine own self be true. And what does that mean? And I think that's asking yourself the hard questions. And like my brother said to me, you are clearly unhappy, and everyone around you can feel it. And so I guess I was wearing my heart on my sleeve, and I didn't notice it. So starting with noticing what you're noticing and where your discontent is and where your longings are, and tuning into that. And if you can't make a change um to what it is you would love because of financial reasons or whatever, see if there's a way you can do what you love on the side at first, but before you make a shift. Just take a step in the direction. And that step could be investigating, researching. What would it mean? Say you're a person who would like to have your own business. Well, ask some people who are entrepreneurs. What did you do? Find a mentor, find a guide, find a coach who can help you achieve what it is you would love. Just start there. I mean, how do you get up Mount Everest? One step at a time. Or how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
You're going up Mount Everest, you have your Sherpa, and you're right about,
Yeah.
having a coach such as you are, and having sort of a guide or mentor in that way is really important. As I say, when the student's ready, the teacher shows up, right?
Oh,
And that's kind of like what we're doing here. And so I'll reintroduce you. This is, if you're just wondering, if you're on the live stream on YouTube going, what's this about? You're watching Mondays Live, and this is Monday morning, and we are live. So mondayslive.com, mondays.live, mondays.org, and a few other domains. So every Monday morning, we feature a guest speaker who not only motivates you, but gives you insight to be your genuine true self and to help wake up the passions and the true essence of who you are. And today, our guest speaker is transformational coach Amy Sponza. So thank you so much again for being a part of our show. And yeah, so we still have a bit of time. So is there something that you would want to add to some of the great things you've already said. And if you're just tuning in, you certainly can go back to watch the replay on mondayslive.com.
Yeah. Well, where I left off with the presentation that I was giving was that everything is created twice, first in thought and then in form. So by designing, coming up with the design, the blueprint for your life, um, you are creating it first in your thoughts, and then the next step, writing it down, and then after that, sharing it with someone. Uh, because if no one else knows, you never know who can help you. If you share it with someone, especially in a group of trusted friends, you don't know who knows who knows who knows who that can plug you in to what it is you're looking to do or have or be. So designing is the first step. The second is deciding, making a decision for yourself that this is what I really want. This is what I'm going for. And even though I don't know how it's going to happen, that's what our brain likes to do to us. We go into that, oh, well, you didn't do that last year. What makes you think you're going to do it this year? Oh, that'll never happen. Where will you get the money? Where will you find the time? That all that stuff starts coming into your mind. But when you are decided, when you decide, I'm going for this, even though I don't know all the steps, I can take this one step. I can write it down. I can share it with a friend. That is going in the direction of your dreams. So design your dream and then decide for it. And what's going to come up is fear. Fear is trying to protect you. It's that amygdala part of the ancient brain that tried to protect us from the tiger that was going to eat us back in caveman days. And now that fear is not fear of a tiger eating us, it's fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment, fear of, uh, how is my life going to change if this really happens? So the third D I like to share is dancing with your fear. Fear can come along onto the dance floor with you, but you have to take the lead. You are the director of your own life. You are the star of your own life. I keep my logo a director's chair because of my acting background, but also because I believe that you should be in the director's seat of your own life. You are the star of your life. So design it, create it, decide you're going to do it, dance with your fear and direct your own life. And even though you're afraid, do it anyway. That's what I would say. And those are the quick 4 Ds that I I like to share with people when they ask, "Oh, what do you do and how do you do it?" That's the beginning.
Right. And we all have to have a beginning.
Yeah, you have to start somewhere.
Yeah, 4 days and then it's the decision, right? And so for people to find you, of course, they can go to Mondays .live and look at your profile for some links, and they can also do your QR code that takes you to your LinkedIn. But to talk about like the coaching that you do and your website and how they can get in contact.
Yes. So the name of my business is Act Now Life Coaching, a little play on words there with the acting. And act now because why not now? Why not you? Let's do this thing. So actnowlifecoaching.com or my LinkedIn, let's connect. And my gift is a free download on my website for abundance affirmation guide. You give loads of affirmations for abundance in your life, and you can cut those out, put them up on your mirror, and you can um, start talking to yourself in a way where things are coming easily to you. I'm a money magnet. I'm living an opulent life. I am worthy. I am deserving, and all of those positive things. And if you want to take it further, contact me for a chat. Let's spend 20 minutes together and see if we might be a fit.
And we'll bring Amy back on as well in the future. Do tell your friends about Mondays Live, particularly those who are solopreneurs running a small business, they're into sales, or they're just like looking for some kind of motivation and some insight. Well, how are you going to kick off your week? So let's make Mondays a regular part of your life. And again, you're always welcome to participate as well. So check out our website, mondayslive.com. You'll also see more information about Amy. And yeah, any, I guess, final parting words of wisdom before we wrap up? I mean, it's been wonderful to have you on, Amy. And yeah, my 4Ds are activated. So,
Thank you. I would say something that the philosopher Goethe said, whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Everything is created twice. So choose a life that you love. You have a dream, choose a life you love living. Why not you? Be bold, act now, and begin it because there is power and magic in it. It's been my pleasure to be with you here today on Mondays Live, and I hope to see you again uh, the next time.
what's great about our week, it's like every Monday is the kickoff. So here we
Yeah.
are. And yeah, thank everybody for tuning in and watching, and our guest speaker, transformational coach Amy Spanza, and our Zoom master and producer Joe Cabaton. And I think we're all set. If there's any comments, either through the Facebook, YouTube, and just go to mondayslive.com or mondays.org. I'm your producer of the show, Mike Ratner, or drmike.org, if you want more information about me. And it's been such a wonderful opportunity to kick off the year with everybody. It's been really a great experience. And let's make